do under pressure. Yeah, I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better.
Hey YouTube family, it's Gina, and today we are going to talk about home defense. So guys, I know that if you've been following my content, you are aware that I am a 2A advocate. However, that is not the only way that you can protect your home. So we're going to talk about some ways that you can protect your home that do not include firearms. Although I think that it is important for everyone to know how to properly use one, safely have one in the home and use it. But I also understand that it's not for everyone, and everyone is not always comfortable with firearms. It took me a while before I was comfortable with them. I have been in the 2A space for just a couple years now, and I had only started thinking about it maybe 5 or so years before I got into it. So before then, I was very hesitant. I had thoughts in my mind when it came to it, but that is neither here nor there. For those who are not so comfortable with it, even if you are, these are also some measures that you can do on top of that, because in my opinion, firearms is not the only answer. Okay, I have a lot of things in place in my own home that are protective measures, and some I've had in the past that I no longer have, but some I still have, and we're just going to talk about it. Okay, all right. So I know that everything is not always affordable for everyone, but we're going to talk about them anyway. And these are some things that you can think about, you can look into, you can see if it's affordable or feasible for you, and then you can proceed at your own discretion. These are all going to be opinions of mine, of things that I just think were helpful for me, that I'm just sharing with you. So it's not me telling you to go and do these things. It's just what I want to share with you that I've done that I feel like was helpful. Okay, so I'm just going to start where I am now, because where I am now is a progression of the things that I've done over the years, and just accumulating more as I went. One thing I don't have any longer, so we're going to start there. Number one, having a pet in the home, so a dog actually. And that is because most dogs are going to bark or something to let you know when someone is approaching the home or something is like awry. And I did have a dog for a long time, and she absolutely did that. She absolutely let us know if there was someone approaching the house, if maybe someone is at the door and we didn't hear it, anything. She's definitely going to let you know. If she hears something in the middle of the night, anything. So I think dogs are very helpful to have in the home, because not only can they be protective of their families, they also are good alarm systems, basically, because they are going to alert you to if there is an issue in the home. And I don't think that's going to matter so much of the size of the dog. I did have a pretty large dog. I had a lab, but I don't know that would be too different with a smaller breed dog. But I do know, because of the size of my dog, her bark made her sound as if she was way more vicious than she was. But I liked it, because people hesitated when they heard it. Okay, so having a dog in the house is a good measure to defending your home, just against someone who may be thinking about coming in there, and they'll think twice, because people who are not there to do something right, people who are there to do something that's not the right thing to do, they are gonna they don't want to go through an obstacle to get that thing done. So pets can be an obstacle for them, because that's going to draw attention to what they are trying to do. So that's a consideration. Thinking about if that would fit into your lifestyle, having a pet. Another thing I did is, at most every home, actually that's not true. But most of the homes that I've been in, I've owned 2 properties. My first property had security doors, screen doors on the front and the back. This one did not. So another thing I would suggest is investing in upgrading your doors. I felt like having that heavier security screen door is just not an easy easy door to get into. First you got to get past that one, then you got to get to my other door. The noise and the chaos that is going to happen trying to get through that first door is going to get my attention first of all before they can get to the second one. So I've always liked that, having that extra, that heavier door that has the better locking systems on it. And that's just a suggestion. Maybe upgrading to that. I know that I've been to places where the homes don't have a screen door at all, which problematic for me. And if you have a home like that, just consider investing and putting one in place, because I'm telling you, if there's no screen door and all they got to do is kick in the actual door, that's a lot. No, give them something to work at to even get to you, to even get in your home. Because most of us know, if we watch the news enough or watch whatever's going through social media, a lot of times the people who are coming to cause harm are not strangers. Sometimes they are, but sometimes it's somebody you know that you do not want in your home. You have told them this and they won't let go of something and they still want to pursue. So putting measures in place to make that difficult for them to do is going to be safer for you. Okay. And then another thing that I have come across, and I've actually seen this on social media. I saw a video. I can't remember if somebody sent it to me or not, and it's something that I actually need to do myself, is swapping out the nails, the hardware for your deadbolt on your door, because the ones that come with the screws that come with it are a shorter screw, and so it's suggested that you put a longer screw into there. That way it goes into the framing and it creates a more reinforced door, so that if someone did try to kick it in, it wouldn't be like they would have to come at it a couple times to get it open. So I'm definitely going to be looking into that, because screws are not that expensive. What, a couple dollars? Like, that's doable. So I have deadbolts on all of my doors. I'm definitely going to be getting those reinforced, because that's only going to be a safer mechanism for me to put in place to make it more difficult for someone to attempt to come up in my home. Okay. Another thing that I think is a great investment, if you can afford to do it, is an alarm system. And if you can't afford an alarm system because the monthly cost might be a little much, I've also seen, which I actually have, but the different camera systems that you can connect to the doorbell cameras. Those are helpful. You can buy chimes that will connect above your doors or windows, so every time they're opened or closed, it will alert you that they've been opened or closed. Those are some of the perks to me with having an alarm system, is every time a door is open, it's going to tell me. It's going to tell me because it's chiming every time it opens, and you're going to hear it throughout the house. And then it's also going to, if I look at the system, the panel, it's going to tell me which door is open. So I always like having that. I am a mother of 2 girls, and my oldest, when she went through her teenage years, they get sneaky. So I liked knowing when my doors were opened and closed, so there was no sneaking out of my house. You know, kids will be kids. Look, I'm not going to act like my kids are perfect. So I always liked having that, just so I would know whenever the doors were open, for whatever reason. If somebody was coming home, if someone was leaving, I would know. So I would say if you can afford to do so, an alarm system is great to have. You're going to get the chimes every time it opens and closes. You're going to have the system itself that you could set when you're not home, or even when you're home, so that if that door opens when you're not expecting someone to be there, you have shut down for the night, it's going to go off. And it's not going to stop going off until you turn it off or the law enforcement shows up. Okay? So I just think that's a good thing. And also, you're going to receive some type of signage to put outside in front of your house, which also lets someone walking by know that you have some kind of security measure in place. So that gives a little hesitation too, because your sign is going to say whatever that company is monitoring your property. So yeah, I definitely, and I always have liked having a security system to my home. I do also have a Ring camera so that it records like movement, and I only have it in the front of the house. But I think they are great. I do pay the annual membership for it so that my recordings are saved, so that if something does happen and it's caught on that Ring camera, I can contact the company and get a copy of it for law enforcement and deal with it from there. But I do like that, because even without that, you can go back and watch them when they record. So like if I get a notification that it's been set off, I can go watch and see what set it off. I know that sometimes, because I've run into people who've done it, the Ring camera can be annoying, because if you have it's set up to where you can set the camera to how far out it picks up, or you could bring it in closer, because it will pick up everything. Every car that goes down the street, every person that walks down the street, everything, it will set it off. And just imagine during the day, there's just activity all day. It's just going off all day. Some people get annoyed by that, and they'll draw that camera in further and further. Now you're drawing it in to where it's not picking up until someone's literally almost on your porch. So sometimes you have to bear with the annoyance of the fact that it's just going off all the time, and just to ensure that you're picking up stuff before it becomes a threat to you. I'm just saying, because I've talked to some people in my personal life who have done that, and I'm like, I get it, because it is annoying, but you can easily look real quick and see it's nothing and swipe it away. It's just a notification, and yeah, it will go off a lot. So just consider that if you go that route. But I do like it. It lets me know when there's deliveries, if it's, just someone coming by. If somebody's walking down the street, I can see it. If there's, it'll pick up stuff that's happening with the neighbors' homes and stuff like that. So for me, it's come in handy. Another thing, because that's something I'm planning on investing in, is cameras. I have the Ring camera in the front, but that's it. My blind spots, which I consider my blind spots, are the side of the house. I don't have cameras over there at all, and especially the side where my garage is. I have an attached garage to the house, so coming in and out of that garage, I'm always hyper vigilant when I do that, because I'm always thinking, let me get out of this garage quick as I can so I can see, and no one can just come from that blind spot and catch me off guard. So it's just the person I am. But I'd rather be safe than sorry. I am always paying attention when I pull in and out of that garage to make sure that someone's not catching me from that blind spot right next to it. So that will help with having a camera there. And then another thing that I'm going to bring up that is important is great lighting. Having great lighting around your house. My favorite to have is the motion sensor. I have my lights come on at night automatically. They're I don't know why they come on. Now that I think about it, they just come on. I mean, they're once the sun goes down and it's starting to be dark, they just come on. They're not solar, so I was gonna say that, but I'm like, they're not solar, but they come on when it gets dark outside. Now, if somebody walks by, they get brighter. and that's on my porch and my garage. So I do like having that because whenever that light gets bright, and sometimes it's just somebody walking down the street, it's not always somebody coming to my house, but it alerts me to the fact that there's some type of activity near my house in the evening. And I think that's a deterrent for someone who might be trying to do something for that light to brighten up as they get close to the house or come in the proximity of it, to keep it going, because now they're going to feel seen because this bright light has come on. So I do like having that. I also have a motion one in my backyard, but the one I have back there is solar, and I really would like to have a hardwire one like I have for the other two, just because my concern is that somebody could actually, like, they can detach that one where it is, because it's not wired to the house and it's not on the house either. So yeah, I think having that good lighting, I would actually like to have it on the sides as well, along with the camera, is great, because not only now are you having the lighting to see what's happening over there, that there's a camera there to record if there's a problem. So you will be able to go back and see what set off your lighting. So I just think that's really good to have. And the last thing I will mention is having clear landscape. Like sometimes people like to have tall hedges and things like that because they want to keep other people out of their business, like their neighbors out of their business. But what you are also doing is creating a space for someone who's not there to do good things to hide. You're creating places for them to be unseen by maybe your neighbors. Maybe they don't care that you see them coming, and they don't want your neighbors to see that they're coming, to alert you that they're coming. So you just never know what people's mindsets are. So keeping everything kind of clear so that you can see what's happening and so that other people can see, because sometimes the nosy neighbor that gets on everybody's nerves is going to be the person that saves your life. Trust me. So I have a nosy neighbor across the street from me, has been that way since I moved over here, notices when there's a car that doesn't normally come to this house, has actually knocked on the door and said, hey, you know, we saw this car sitting over here. We didn't know if it's somebody you knew. I appreciate that though. I don't look at it like, I mean, mind your business. I don't know. Mind all the business. Pay attention, because somebody who cares enough to pay attention to that cares enough about the neighborhood. They want to make sure that everything stays on the up and up for them. So they're watching things that are happening around them. And that does not bother me at all. Let me know if you see something out of the normal. Because I've had an incident where no one let me know, and two people saw something out of the normal on the house that I lived in, and they were robbing my house. Okay. Came home from work. They had taken stuff, TVs, game systems, all kind of stuff out of this house. This was a long time ago, probably almost 20 years ago. But I had two people say, oh, I rode past and saw this SUV and I just thought you had company. No. They kicked my door in, and yeah. So, you know, having, and at that time, that house had hedging around the front of the house. So there was a walkway to the door, and the hedges went around that. So it almost blocks the view a little bit. So that's, you know, having those things in place that allow things to be seen, like I said, sometimes can be helpful for you, and not always just someone being nosy and, you know, being a troublemaker, you know, in your life. So I just wanted to share those things, guys, because I know a lot of times, especially if you're dabbling into the 2A space, or you hear me talk about it, or you've seen my content about it, you think, oh, they think that's the only way, or that's the only thing that can protect them, and we don't. There are many measures that are taken into place that can protect us, and a lot of us have all those measures, if not most of them. So I just want to share that with you guys so that if you're someone out there who doesn't have some of these measures in place, you can consider them and see if that fits into your budget or if that's something you want to do and if that will benefit your lifestyle. Okay? I hope y'all like this content. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.